Welcome back to the Dex and Randi Show, the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. Stay tuned. You're coming up next. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Dex and Randi Show. I'm your host, Dex. I'm excited to have you guys here back with us. You know what I mean? It's been a break, been a while. But anyway, I got my co-host with me as always, my beautiful wife. What's up, man?
Hello, I'm Randy, the co-host of Quiet Money Podcast.
It ain't no Quiet Money Podcast
I'm
no
the
more.
co-host of Dex and Randi
The
Show.
Dex and Randi Show.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But we're going to take a minute to let that go. But it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So what's up? How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling inspired and motivated and just like I got some momentum going.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. We ain't poured it in months, but you're feeling momentum. That's what's up.
I am.
Where's this momentum coming from?
I think from the work we did yesterday, updating. Well, I think making the decision to change the name and then doing all the things to change it on the social media. I got a couple of things I need to do. The process of changing the cover, just being within the process has me feeling like we're gaining momentum.
That's
and
what's
this is
up.
going to be something different.
It is, but is it different though? But here's, you know what? Let's break it down a little bit. Anybody that ain't listened to our podcast so far, we talk about everything from money to relationships to friendships to business to family, everything, right? But that's because me and Randy got everything together. We do everything together. We experienced a whole lot of things together. So what ended up happening was we decided to change the name of the show because Quiet Money Podcast, it just something about it wasn't fitting everything that we are. You know what I'm saying? Because it was specific to like one message and tailoring one message, but we're not one thing. Well, a lot of things, right? So we was looking at it, and I want to slow walk it a little bit because we didn't just out of the blue decide to change the name. This came as a result of a process. And I'm going to tell you something, right? This is why I'm excited that we changed it. Not just about the name, you know what I mean? But we went out to dinner, you know what I'm saying? We hadn't been out in that, I say that type of way where we were like really in tune with each other. Yeah. Look, dressed up, you know what I'm saying? No kids.
White tablecloth,
really good food, really good drinks, you know what I'm saying? And we started connecting, you know what I'm saying? And everything about the night was like connection. We shared food. The guy brought out, cut the food in half, shared it. You know what I mean? Hot plate for you, hot plate for me. Everything was really nice. And it was like a really good energy in the room. Now, we started talking about the podcast and everything, and I could tell that you know, had something on your heart. I don't even know you knew what it was, you know what I'm saying? But it was something that told me in that moment, like, yo, let me let you share what's on your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I could feel something. And you usually, like you always tell me, I'm hard to talk to. I misunderstand you. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to do my best to make it safe for you to share whatever you was feeling. And that's how we started talking about maybe we need a change with the podcast name, you know? And when I really listened to you, I realized like it's okay. Let me be there for you. Let me let you get it out. And I'm not always an easy person to respond to change, but we started talking about like is something missing? You know what I mean? Something's off. You know what I mean about the show and everything. And we've been taking a break all this time. I've been feeling bad about the break, but that night kind of showed me like God's working in the background. You know what I mean? He slowed us down, and he's put little pieces of things around us to help us get that information that night. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we decided to change your name, but I want you to jump in with how you brought it up because you started talking about that purchase we made that we ain't really even used yet, but somehow we got a little nugget from it. You know what I'm saying? So talk about that.
So I'll just name the purchase.
Yeah, for sure.
The 7-Figure podcast from David Shands, and some things happened. Life got in the way, pretty much, and it wasn't a priority for us to complete the course within 6 weeks. However, I did join a couple of lives, but the last live I joined, I've only joined two, but the last live I joined, I was like halfway listening because I had to do some work, and somebody had asked a question because on the lives, the people, the content creators or podcasters, they ask questions, and I don't even know what the question was, but the person who was leading the live or the actually it's a webinar.
Right, right.
Anyway, she was saying how it has to make sense. Like the name has to make sense. It has to be catchy. Like you want people to know what the podcast is about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably like the only thing I heard. So, and I don't even know who she was, but I know I seen her before. I'm like,
Right,
oh, I
right.
know,
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's what I took from that. So then I got to thinking, I'm like, does the name make sense? Quiet Money Podcast. Yeah, we talk about money, but then I looked at it from the perspective of the consumer.
Right, right.
She talked about that too, as a matter of fact. So
Mm-hmm.
I started thinking, like, if I saw a podcast called Quiet Money Podcast, I'm going to assume it's about money.
Something about money.
It's got to
all
be
the
about
time.
money.
Facts.
Yeah. So I was wrestling with that, and I wasn't sure if I should say something on that.
But why you weren't sure if you should say something?
Because you don't like change.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I can admit that.
Yeah.
I don't. But I'm so glad you brought it up because, and again, everything kind of clicked that night because I was in more of a space to receive, and I really wanted to be a different kind of husband for you in that moment. Because every time you want to change, I'll be like, I don't want to do it, or I think you don't appreciate what we're doing, and it always comes from a negative. But I actually took the time to like really listen to what you were saying, and if I wasn't clear, I was gonna ask you to explain it to me, but I didn't want to assume that I knew what you were saying, what it meant. And I feel like I make that mistake sometimes. Like you're saying this, so I know it means this, but I don't know what it means all the time. But you had something to say. Now,
so hold on. What did you think when I said that, though?
Well, here's the thing. I'm about to.
Like, were you resistant? Like,
no. But listen. What I was saying, what I told myself was, don't jump to what you're feeling. Like I don't want to conclude what you're feeling. I just want to hear what you're saying. That's what I said that night. Because I noticed what I do a lot is as soon as you start saying something, I associate it with a feeling, how you're feeling about something, how you might not be happy with something. But I haven't necessarily heard everything you want to say. You might not even know how you're feeling. So I really wanted to do it different and like put my feelings aside, because I always take stuff personal. You know what I mean? But I wanted to put my feelings aside and be like, let me hear what this girl is saying. So that's and the thing that you don't realize, maybe you do, but as you was saying what you were saying, because I had put my feeling aside right away, it started prompting something out of me that I was feeling and I ain't even admit it out loud. And what I was feeling was I love our show, our podcast, right? But there's a certain component of it that don't always fit that makes me uncomfortable. And you saying what you're saying made me realize that, and I could share it with you. And the thing is, I love that we'll talk about the ups and downs of life because that's you and I in a nutshell. Like we go through ups and downs together, and we're always responding to the positive and negatives of life, and we acknowledge both. So that's like factually who we are. So that part works. But when I always try to correlate it to some type of a version of success or not being loud or whatever, that was the part that was making me uncomfortable. Because sometimes I am loud about my success. Sometimes I'm quiet about it. Sometimes I want to be known. Sometimes I don't want to be known. You know what I'm saying? And what we were really doing was being Dex and Randi and be great enough on our own. And we have many messages, but our main message is like go through the ups and downs of life with us. That ain't got nothing to do with money. Some days it has to do with money. Some days it don't. But I was like, dang, she addressing something that is about to make the podcast even more enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
Even more real because me and you is it. Me and you are always what makes everything great. I'm telling you, I leveled up 10,000% when I got with you. And not just because of everything you brought, but everything you brought out of me. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, what is it? And then within 2 seconds, I threw it out there. I was like, the Dex and Randi Show. And then for the rest of the night, I felt like a weight off my shoulders. And I know that's from the Lord, real talk, because I was like, I just came up, Dex and Randi Show. And then I started eating my food started tasting better. My drink started tasting better. The dessert was trash. You know what I mean? But it's like you gave me the alley that I needed. And I didn't even know I needed it. But all I did was listen to what you were saying and not be trying to tell you how you was feeling because you were saying it. And I needed that because I didn't realize how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I probably would have even acknowledged it out loud to myself because it would have meant I had to change things. That's my problem, I'm realized. I got a lot of pride, you know what I'm saying? So when I put something out there and I put a lot of work into it, I want you to take it as it is because I think it's great already because I always associate the love and the effort I put into it and the sacrifice. That's all great. But sometimes you just got to look at it objectively and be like, is it working the way you should? You know what I mean? The other thing that I would tell you, and all these experiences in life always connect, but the other thing that also helped me with you and receive you is because of some advice I got at my job. Because I have a podcast at my job. You know what I mean? And one of the advice that I had gotten from my job was to change some things about it. You know what I'm saying? To make it more general than how specified I was making it, you know? And out of that whole experience, I realized even at work with what I was doing, that the show I had created was bigger than what I had branding it is. And it's like the same concept with us. We way bigger than Quiet Money. Yeah, we got a 2012 Toyota and the window don't work. So yeah, we live in quiet money life, debt free life and all that. But me and you so much more than that.
Yeah.
So much more than that. So that was hey, look. First of all, we said David Shands, the 7-figure podcast. First of all, y'all, I'm gonna give a shout out to these guys because your presentation that we listened to that night, even though we didn't jump on it every single week like we should have, it was memorable. You know what I mean? Some of the things what you guys were saying about legacy and your children and being able to share your story in a way, because we're not here forever, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, what do you want your kids to know about you, how you thought, how you felt about life, how you approached them, how hard you worked for them. You know what I'm saying? To make things better for them. They say you got a platform waiting for you right there. That really touched on me because that's how I am. And I've been thinking like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? So even though we didn't jump into it every single night like we should have, I had some takeaways from that. You know what I'm saying?
Just from joining a free webinar.
Just from joining a free webinar. And we sat there the whole time. Like, it was long though. I'm gonna tell y'all, it was long.
Like 2 hours.
It was 2 hours, but you know what I mean? You guys did a good job of like framing up the why. And they really did a good job because they gave you a whole lot of why up front. And then they told you the how. And it was very slow walk, but we probably needed that. You know what I mean? And the other thing is, you guys reminded me that it's okay to connect with people that's did it before. You know what I mean? We can't have too much pride. I'm using that pride word, but like connect with people that's did it before. Because you don't want to have something great and not be executing it the right way. And I think that's what we was doing. Because we got something great. Me and you are amazing. You know what I'm saying? Everything we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the Dex and Randi Show.
The Dex and Randi Show.
The Dex and Randi Show.
I have to give us credit because we did do some things right. Like we have reached out for help to launch the podcast, and
that was you.
That was me.
Yeah.
Help to design the cover.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because you remember you was doing it all on your end. Up until now, you was doing it all on your end. But we partners now.
Yeah.
Real partners. How does that feel?
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good. Yeah. It feels good.
Now you were saying for a while that you have to do everything on your end. I took some offense to that, but the truth is you was on your end. You did have to start, you know what I mean, researching how we could do it on your end. You fixed up the mics. You worked with the person to get the show launched. You know what I mean? You was the one in the background doing the show notes with the person and looking at the videos, and I was just showing up and recording. You know what I mean? But we can't do that. Can't do that. We gotta always stay connected because we in this thing together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Dex and Randi Show. We talk about everything on her just like we always did. But the ups and downs of life is real. And we gonna have the biggest platform in the world.
Yes. And what you just said about me doing everything on my own. let that be an example to anybody who wants to learn something, or you're scared, you want to try something new, don't know how to execute it. Make a decision to figure it out. And you'll figure it
That
out.
sounds real simple, but it's true.
Yeah.
Just make the
I
decision.
said,
Like,
hey, we're going to launch. We picked the date, August 15th, 2023.
Yeah. And here we are, coming up on a year, just like that.
But it was just the decision. We're going to do it, and we're going to have to figure it out. We don't have a ton of money to put into this thing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And we're still sitting here in our old closet that you used to have. That's turned into the best place for us to connect with each other. It's
also turned into a prayer room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd be at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I wake up looking for Randy, and I just see the light on under the podcast studio, and I'm like, oh, all right, she's in there. You know what I mean? She ain't snuck out because the other man or nothing. You know what I mean? She's in there. You know.
There's no other man for me but you.
You know, that's beautiful. I love that. You know what I mean? And I believe you. That's what's up. That's the good part. I believe it too. I believe. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody like me. You know what I'm saying? For real. But anyway, ups and downs of life. So anyway, we changed our name, Dex and Randi Show. That's how we got there. You know what I mean? 7-figure podcast. You guys help. We are gonna watch the rest of the material. Then. We're gonna stay tapped in with the community, because even that little nugget that you guys gave Randy on that call, like, that's a good example of putting yourself in the right space around the right people. You might not get everything from, every presentation or whatever, but it could be one thing that's waiting in there for you. You don't know when it's gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, ups and downs of life. Pivot real quick. We had a Dawn recently, and I want to talk about this real fast. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things,
you don't have to talk about anything fast. We potted.
All right. My bad. My bad. I'll just talk about it slow. All right. Nah, but for real. So, you know what I mean? We and you, we always talk about, we got a business together and everything like that. But so many things we've been through since the last time we poured it, right? I got a good example recently of another thing you've been telling me about, being as active as I can be in our business. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys have a business out there, or you're in school, or you got a job or whatever, like, sometimes you're not 100% in. You're not 100% active. You're not sitting there and optimizing yourself. And it could come back and bite you. So what I want to talk about real quick is that exciting call that we had a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? And how we had to work hard and fix it up. So I'm going to tell you guys real quick. We're supposed to go out. Let me tell y'all real quick. I want y'all to listen to this. I really want y'all to listen to this story real quick. So we're supposed to go out to this lunch, right? We got a client, the main contact that we work with all the time. Well, Randy, because Randy's more hands-on. Yeah. But the main contact that we work with, the main contact with this client that we work for is leaving. All right. So they having a lunch, a nice big celebration, transition lunch, whatever you want to call it. And we realize, we can't make the lunch, right? Too far. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you got 50 kids and stuff. It's not easy to just hop and move. And we got work and all of that. We couldn't make it, right? So we couldn't make this lunch. But they still wanted to have a quasi-transition conversation, right? Because this person's leaving. Now, me and her are kind of going back and forward a little bit, because we don't actually know what's the expectation for that discussion, because we didn't make it to the lunch. So if you think about it, we're supposed to come transition at lunch. That seems pretty informal to me. That seems pretty social to me. Seems more relational. Mm-hmm. Let's connect with the new person. Let's let them know who we are, and that kind of thing. And we couldn't make the lunch, so now we're waiting on the call. It's supposed to start at, I think, 3 or something, or 2 or something like that. And anyway, time goes by. They ain't hopped on the call. We're like, what's going on? Then all of a sudden, bing, bing. All right, can you hop on this call now? So we're sitting there, hop on the call together, right? But let me know if I miss anything. We hop on the call together, and for the first time in history, instead of seeing one face, or two, it's like 7. It's like 7 people waiting for a download of the financials and a detailed walkthrough right there. How you felt about that? How did it go? Because you was the one trying to make it happen. How did
First
it
of all, the
go?
computer froze.
Computer first, right out the gate. Technology issues, mind you. We don't even know if what he wants supposed to be walking through the financials or not. You know what I'm saying? Technology first, then our main contact starts trying to walk through it. He don't know what he's gonna walk through. I'm on my phone. Rand is on the phone. We can't share a lick. Now we're trying to restart the computer. Like, listen, yo, this is some seasoned business owners right here. You know what I'm saying? This is us people that do work on this client all the time, but within 5 to 7 minutes, we're sitting here like, yo, this is shaky. This is shaky. And the thing is about me, I work with a lot of like management and stuff. Like you can kind of see and read people's energies, and I'm like, this is not good well. This is not going well. So we ended up having the call. We finally was able to connect the computer 20 minutes or whatever it was later. And now we basically got errors at us. All right, what do you want to see?
Yeah, they were throwing
Just that. Well, what's this mean? Show me this. Oh, that don't make sense. Show me this. Oh, that account shouldn't look like that. Show me this. But it was pretty terrible.
Yeah, it
was pretty terrible, right? So the call ends. And we're sitting there. Let's be real. We're sitting there and we're like, do we still got this client? Like, no, serious. Like, do we still got this client? Because remember, our contact is now gone. I knew it was bad when your boy was like, hey, if you he sent a message. He was like, hey, if you actually need anything when after I'm going to transition, just call me. That let me know everything right there. Cause that's great. That's a great thing. But I know that he probably knew, like, listen, if you need help, patch it up, call me. But we didn't call him, but we did sit back, and I bring this story up because I won't say I learned, but I got a good reminder of a couple of things. I want you to tell me also whatever you got out of that situation. But sometimes you feel obligated to do things. But if you don't know what the expectation is, don't do it. And you was trying to say that too. You was like, well, I don't know if we should join this. But we didn't know the expectation. And sometimes you think, all right, I could just do it, blah, blah. No, you got to know the expectations, super clear about anything that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The other thing that I learned was, the other thing that it reminded me of is in that moment, it didn't matter how good we are, how long we've been doing the financials, how long we've been working with the client. All of a sudden, it was like everything we did was cheapened. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I was a little upset about that. But switch it to the positive. We sat there afterwards, and I want to give you a huge thank you, accounting team, a huge thank you. I know it was a little rough for us, but we did a lot of work afterwards and analysis into all the accounting and everything. Make sure we're good with everything. We strategized on how we want to present it to these guys next time. Showing them what changed, showing them why, explaining who we are. We did everything we should have did before. I reached out to one of the contacts that was still with the company that we work with, and I was like, you know what? Let's start from the beginning. Tell me who all these people are that we're going to be working with. Tell me who they are. You know what I mean? Give me a summary. Well, how do they support the company? Like, because they go hopped on this call looking for answers, and I didn't even know who they were. It was crazy, right? So anyway, we did a whole lot of hard work, pulled another meeting together, walked them through the financials. Everybody was ready. Everything was organized. And my favorite part of this whole story was right at the end. One of the contacts that we was working with was like, thank you so much for doing this, because my confidence is really high again in what you guys was doing. And it wasn't there after the last meeting. I knew it. And I needed to hear that from somebody. And I was like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because we work too hard. We do too much work on this client to have one call. And it could happen like that in life. Like, we wonder where I'm going with this. It could be one situation that could throw your whole situation off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One thing you didn't think through, one decision that you made, one thing where you wasn't prepared enough, and now all of a sudden you could have an asterisk or a stain on everything great that you're doing. So it's not just doing it well, it's also presenting it well, communicating it well. You know what I'm saying? All of those things go in hand because not everybody knows the details, but they'll sure remember that accountant that got on the call and their computer weren't working for 15 minutes and they didn't know what they wanted to show us. A lot of it was unfair to us, but that was a really good experience of us going through a challenge. But I think we're gonna be way better because of this going
It's one of the
forward.
best things that could have happened to us.
Why you say that?
Because I think that you can see how much your leadership is needed. So, and I want to give you your flowers because you pulled that thing off. You no, you really did though. It's I've been asking for it because I know we would have lost that client if it was just me because I'm not. I know my strengths and weaknesses, and I'm not the relational, articulate, make you feel good. Like at certain points in that conversation, I just stopped talking. I was like, "Jeez," because I ran out of the words to say. I really didn't know how to
The first you talking about the first one?
how to respond.
Yeah.
Somebody, I don't like. He wasn't being rude, but the aggressive, like, "Where's this? What's this?" I that's very difficult for me to navigate. So but even the leadership with us getting it right. So you're very much needed, and I think you see that.
I
So,
appreciate that.
yeah.
And I like how we supported each other through that. We
Mm-hmm.
had some tough times, and but I like how like I felt afterwards. I did see that because I see what you do really well and what you bring to everything. But I do
Yeah, I
appreciate.
crunched them numbers.
Yeah, I do appreciate. I appreciate of like I don't want to say you like kinged me, but you really was like I appreciate you. Like this is what you could do. And sometimes, you need somebody that love you to remind you that you are great. You know what I'm saying? And the same way that you would say I'm not the relational person and this and that, I will come right back to you and be like, I don't know the details in this accounting that you did. And we'll just go back and forward. But that's because we're not being real teammates and we're not in tune with each other.
Yeah.
So that's why we can point fingers and be like, well, you do this well, and I do this well. That's okay. That's actually okay. If we're real teammates, just like anybody else, one person passes well, one person could shoot. There's no need to argue about the person who don't know how to shoot well because it's passing all the time. That's what he does well. You got to work together. But it
Yeah.
showed that we were not in tune with some things. The other thing, going back to dinner the other night, as I go back to that, the other thing about dinner that showed me something, you can like this one. I know you are. You can you can like this. My wife, my friend, my business partner, my everything, Randy, has been trying to tell me something for a long time. And a lot of women be trying to talk to us, man. And we don't get it because we know everything. But you've been telling me how we ain't connected. We're not connected. And I've been very, very frustrated with that because I give so much time to you, my family, my body, my mind. Like I give so much into something, and all you would come back and be like, we ain't connected. We're not connected. We're not connected. What this or that. And I feel like you don't appreciate things. But that night we went out, I felt it. I felt the difference. I'm like, oh, we talk all the time, but we're not relating.
Yeah. And don't forget, we spent all day together.
I know. You know what? I forgot that part. You talk about that before we even got to dinner. What did they look like? Because we hadn't did this in a long time. Y'all might laugh, but listen, you got a woman at home, you got a wife, you got a girlfriend, whatever, you got a friendship. You think it's a whole lot of miraculous things that you got to do to make it better? It's not. What did we do that day? Just in
Got off work
yeah,
early.
got off early, which I
Went to the
don't do
mall.
much. Yeah,
Went to the mall.
went to the mall.
Went shopping.
Never go shopping for us.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't even tell you the last time we did that.
Walked around talking, shared some tacos, held hands, kissed a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, talked.
You
Rode
all
in the car
smiling
together. I
again.
know, cause it's what I've been wanting.
Hey, listen, hey, you're right, because we went to the mall together. We didn't buy a whole lot of stuff, but we
Mm-mm.
bought some stuff. And these are like them little deposits and stuff you always talk about. But like
We bought a couple of outfits,
couple of
a
outfits
pair of
together,
shoes
tried on
each.
some stuff.
Yep.
You know what I mean? What
And
else?
that's it. Couple
That
of
was it.
outfits, some shoes, and some soccer. You got and some athletic wear.
Got some
So
athletic
we
stuff.
shopped. We went to quite a few stores, but we bought
Hmm.
from 3 stores.
Nah, the whole time we was there, I was sitting there like, all right, if you want to get something, I'll get it for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking, because, and again, us man, we get it wrong, because I'm sitting here I was sitting there for a while thinking about the negative part, which is like, I don't get you stuff or whatever. So I'm like, all right, well, let's go shopping. When we're shopping, I'm like, let's see if Randy finds something. That was my whole thought. But you kept pushing, like, why don't you try something? Or
Mm-hmm.
why don't you get something? I got something. You know what I mean? And I know that the fact that we both got something added to it as well. Cause it's not I'm doing this for you, or you're doing this for me, or we just went and had an experience together
Mm-hmm.
of walking around, looking in stores aimlessly, you know what I mean, having a little lunch together, you know what I'm saying, and buying some things. And we spent, maybe 2 hours or so, it might have been a little more, I don't know, just walking around the mall. But we was connecting. I might have not even realized or related to that conversation at dinner afterwards if I hadn't been connecting with you all day. But I will admit that that's the most connected I'm felt with you holistically. I know we be doing things together. We got our little time together, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm not just talking about, and connection don't always mean having sex, yo. Because you could be having sex and not even be connected. Like as people, as love, you know what I'm saying? Like loving and connections. That sex is not like you had the best sex in the world. You might not be connected with that person at all on the inside. You know what I'm saying? But I felt the connection with you.
Yeah.
So like when we went to dinner was like the cherry on top of we had been connecting all day.
And I felt safe to share.
Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I walked away from that night and I was like, dang, that's what's been missing with us. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got family, we got business, we got kids, we do this and that. The
Yeah.
connection part's missing. I'm gonna give you that because we haven't connected like that in a minute.
So what made you decide to I'm gonna actually get off at the time I'm supposed to and hang out with Randy?
You want me to be honest?
Mhm.
I have no clue.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm gonna give that one to the Lord. I don't know. But I was working and I was sitting there thinking about all the stuff I gotta do and stuff I got coming up next week. And like I was thinking how I always think. And just something told me like, nah, don't do that today. Even before we even went out, we had to get the tire fixed. And
Mhm.
I was sitting there getting work done or whatever. You was like, no, we got to go get this tire fixed. I only got one car or whatever. And you took me to get the tire fixed. You know what I mean? Word behind me. I'm riding on this flat donut trying to get the car to get the tire fixed and all that. And as soon as I got the tire fixed, and hey, look, I'm going to give it to God, man, because I don't know, but I hit you up, right? And I was like, where are you at? You're like, oh, I'm in Bowie. I'm about to go shop. I'm about to go do this, this, and that. And for whatever reason, I was like, nah, come here. Let's go to a Arundel Meals together. I don't never say nothing like that.
No, I was like, really?
Yeah, I don't never say nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just something came over me like I'm not supposed to drive back home right now and go right back to the computer. I'm not supposed to do that. And I just listened to it for once. And I'm so glad that that happened because I would have went back in. You would have went off on your end, bought yourself a couple of things. I would have did a little bit more work. The kids would have got picked up, and maybe we would have went to dinner that night. Who knows? But it wouldn't have been the same because I didn't really sacrifice anything.
Mhm.
You know what I
You would
mean?
have had to. Yeah, I was thinking like you would have had to get through to me.
I would have. Yeah, I would have. And but even more, you know what happened that day? And I'm gonna leave it with this, you guys. You know what I'm saying? But you could spend all the time with your woman in the world, then. But if you're not doing it in a way where she feels like she's being prioritized and you're not sacrificing something, it don't hit the same. So I feel like, and if you disagree, I don't talk for you, but I feel like the day was special because I actually prioritized you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go through the whole day of work, check all them boxes, then make sure the kids was good, then make sure the house, and then at the end fit you in and just go out real quick at the end of the night, which is how we always do it. I prioritize the situation. We prioritize spending time with each other. That was the priority of Friday. We were actually the priority. If you really think about it, Friday was like us first and everybody else later. We don't do that enough. Maybe at him, you don't do that enough in your life. And you might say, I got too much, just like me, I got too much to do. I got all this stuff. But what's the real priority in your life? You know what I'm saying? Is it the work? Is it the business you got? Is it the kids that's got to do this? Is it the coaching? Yeah, these are all things that I do. But like before I even did any of these things, it was me and you sitting down in the dark with a radio talking to each other. And over time, you add all these things into your life, which is great, but it messes your priorities up. And you wonder why you're not so happy. You're not feeling so great. But I was feeling great on Friday. And I think that's because I prioritize not even just you, but me too.
Well, not only that, we've been going to church. We've been praying together.
I know. True.
So there's definitely impacts. God is working. He's working on your heart, on your mind, and just making a way. Because, like you said, you can't explain it.
I can't. I don't know why, but I knew that I weren't supposed to go back work on Friday.
Well, I'm so happy.
Me too, yo. Hey, so listen, yo. It sounds simple, but do the little things in your life, man. You need that as a person, man. You need that in your spirit and even if you're out there, you're single, you're like, well, this don't relate to me at all. It does, man. You know what I mean? Prioritize yourself sometimes. The world will give you so many things that you gotta do, but it don't even really care about you like that. It don't. Because as soon as you can't do those things, somebody else is going to come in and take your spot. That's why you got to treat yourself well. Prioritize yourself. Take yourself for a walk. Take yourself to the movies. You know what I mean? If you're single out somewhere in New York City or whatever, go downstairs, go walk the streets a little, do a little bar crawl or something. Meet some random people. Like all of that is like so fulfilling. You know what I mean? Because work and everything is it's important, but it needs something from you. It takes more from you than you could ever give to it. And that's even in your own business. No matter what business you got, it will always take a little bit more from you than you could give to it. You know what I'm saying? And I needed that type of Friday with you. I hope we keep that going, momentum going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what we connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
We really connected. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, what else has been going on, babe? You know what I mean? Our life has been busy since the last time we reported. There's been a lot of things going on. We definitely finished our tax season, which was amazing. You know what I mean? We're back doing full-fledged accounting and everything every month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You've been exercising.
Yeah.
You've been going to your personal trainer. You
Nope.
haven't been going to your personal training at the gym.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, give yourself credit. I'm not talking about the same individual.
Oh yeah.
But you've been
consistent. More consistent.
You know what I mean? You say you've been seeing some results a little bit.
I'm looking at pictures of myself and I'm like, okay.
So how that feel?
Feels good.
It does?
Because when I look at pictures of myself, that's how I really know if I like what I'm seeing. So I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. My arms firming up. I lost 1% body fat. So I'm like, I'm measuring my progress differently. Not just, I look at this, the scale is not really moving like it's supposed to. I already know the things I need to work on my diet, okay? But I am putting in the work. I am being consistent. I can see when I'm looking at the pictures, like I'm like, okay, yeah, I look good. Yeah. I like the way that I'm dressing.
Hey, look, you definitely been doing that.
Yeah, I'm walking into the woman that I want to be. So,
Yeah.
and I like it. The woman that I want to portray.
Yeah. You know it's rubbing off, right?
Is it?
I mean, my clothes ain't really gotten a whole lot better, but what I'm saying is like you've been saying this thing more of like dress how you want to feel. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And a lot of times we wake up and we walk into the day with where we're currently at.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of been helping change my mindset too. Mindset's important, but if you get up and you're feeling sad or you're feeling overweight or you're feeling tired or you're not feeling inspired or whatever, how do you even get to the next level? Like, you know what I mean? A lot of us, me included, we get up and we start the day for where we're at, not for where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll dress a certain type of way. We put a certain amount of effort into our makeup, our hair, or whatever. And when you walk out the door, what does it reflect? A lot of us, it reflects exactly where how you're feeling right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not where you want to be at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what's gonna make you feel good. So you almost gotta fake. Not want to say fake it, but dress the way you want to be,
Create the environment.
even before you get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
That's
I'm
why with
saying?
the working out, I bought workout clothes. Something
Hmm.
that will make me feel good.
You could have just put on something you already had,
Some
some
yeah.
raggedy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
why?
Why?
How would you feel great? How would that inspire you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You've been doing that. I'm really
Yeah.
proud of you for doing that. You know what I'm
Thank you.
saying? I know it ain't easy for you. I know it's not easy, but I think that it's getting easier
Yeah.
than it was because of the consistency that you've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? I know when you first started, your trainer or whatever at the gym was like, "Why'd you hop on the scale?" You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
he was.
Because you
I'm
got
still
it.
hopping on it though
I know.
because I started hopping on it again because for me it's something I need to know. I don't want to go a whole month without getting on the scale, and I'm like, dang, I put on 5 pounds. Like I don't. I need to know every day where I stand,
Hmm.
what that meal did to me yesterday. But the scale also reads body percent fatted
Yeah.
and muscle weight and whatever muscle percent. So I'm like, oh, okay. When I saw the decrease, he said it would take 4 to 6 weeks to put on 1 pound of muscle.
Hmm.
So when I saw that the body fat decrease and the muscle increase, I'm like, okay. So I want it to happen overnight though, but it's such a process.
Hmm.
It's such a process, especially with the age.
It's not easy.
It's
It's not
not
as easy. Yeah.
easy, but I'm so glad I lift weights. Like life is just getting easier.
Hmm.
Picking up stuff, picking up our son, moving groceries from the car. It's just easier when you're in shape.
That's what's
So
up.
that's kind of like the motivation. Like just stay in shape. Okay? I want to look a certain way. I pray that I get there.
Hmm.
I need to work on my discipline, but in the meantime, just stay in shape.
Quality of life.
Quality of life. Like I'm not out of breath going upstairs
Yeah.
and all that stuff. No, let's go.
But that don't even a lot of times be people's motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because you be motivated by how you look, how much weight you're gonna lose, how maybe somebody else looks.
Mm-hmm.
But the first thing should always actually be like, how's this gonna impact my life? How I feel about myself. You know what I mean? My excitement to start the day. Your health. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter how good you look on the outside. Is your heart healthy? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're taking care of those things on the inside for you to have longevity in life and a high quality of life. Because you just said it like, let's say if you don't lose 1 pound, right? But if you're able to carry your son up and down the stairs, laughing with him, joking with him, versus going up the stairs once and being tired and having to sit down and get a glass of water and you don't want to play with him, it's
Mm-hmm.
different.
Yeah.
And I've been there. You know what I'm saying? So you're right about that
Mm-hmm.
quality of life.
Absolutely.
Talk about our son. You gave me some flowers earlier when we was talking about the leadership or whatever with the business and everything. Let me give you your flowers. You know what I mean?
Oh, what I do?
Because first off, give you your flowers, and I want to give all the women out there their flowers for the thankless job they do being a mother. You know what I'm saying? Because Mother's Day was recent, and I always appreciate you, but Mother's Day is always the time also to just recognize mothers and what they bring to our life and everything. And I couldn't have picked a better mama to my kids, man. Because I sit here and I watched all my kids how they love on you, how they look up to you. They want to spend time with you. Our youngest is inseparable from you. You can't even go to the bathroom without him wanting to follow you. But a lot of times when you want to see how somebody feels about you, you just look at them in the eyes, man. And I was on Mother's Day, I was looking at my kids and how they was looking at you. You mean everything to them. So I want to make sure I give you your flowers for being. I always say I'm the glue, but it's not me, it's you. You're the glue that keeps the family together, man.
Oh,
Now
thank you.
I might be the person that's supposed to lead and set the temperature and all that, but the love that you bring, the prioritization of them that you bring, you're always there at the concert, school, making sure they do the homework, the IXL, like all those things that you do is like you're like the glue that keeps us as a family. Even when I'm working and coaching and like you're it. And I saw that. And they would not be anything that they are without you, man.
Thank you.
And I hope that you know that. I hope that you really realize that. And I've known you for a while now. So I've known you since you was younger, rocking the jeggings and everything all the time. And I just see how like over the years, how you've adjusted your activities, your interests, just to protect them. You know what I'm saying? Just to not even show them certain things, but did it in a different way. But like they are always such a high priority for you. And I know that they feel that. So I want to thank you for being the glue. I want to thank all the mothers out there, whether you're married or not. You're like the glue that keeps this whole world moving. You're the ones that's bringing more life into the world. And a lot of times you're the one that's making sure that that life turns out to be something. And you are doing that. Last thing I want to say about that, with our youngest son, and some of the special needs that he has and the additional attention that he has, you are everything to him. And the love that I watch you guys have, that relationship, it's precious, man. It's precious. And I sit there and I'm like, dang, you're his superhero, superstar. And he loves his mama. And you know what I mean? I don't want to sit here and sit on it too long, but I have to tell you, like, not every man in the world gets to live in this environment that I live in. Somebody that loves you, takes care of you, and then gives you three sons that love their mama and always want to spend time together. You know what I'm saying? I watch one come hug you, the other two will come hug you right away. Wow, the other one's gonna come hug you, and the youngest one's gonna try to break it up. You know what I'm saying? But like that says a lot. A mother walks into her house and all her kids want to come and hug off of her and spend time with her. Mommy, look at this. Mommy, look at this. This is what I did. Mommy, I got 20 praises in school. You know what I mean? That's what they want to do. Mommy, look at my new shoes. You like it? Even Christian wants to say, hey, Mommy, look at Mommy's shot. He wants to see you make basketball shots.
And I be
Thank
doing
you.
it too.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. This is the time, Mother's Day season. Thank you, man. Thank you, though. Like serious, man. Because you always been that. And even from back with Mariah, you always been the person, no matter if you like me, wanted to spend time with me. One of the first things you told me was like, I'm not about to let expose you to my daughter unless I know you're gonna be around. That says a lot about you, man. That says a lot about you. That says a lot about your sisters that you have, your mama, and everything that's been part of your history and your family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you your flowers with that. You deserve that. I know when we first met, and I'm gonna be real about something. I know we first met when families are different, sometimes a lot of judgment comes in. Like your family different than my family. A lot different. I ain't necessarily have an appreciation for the differences because y'all be a little chatty. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be throwing a lot of shade. Y'all be throwing a lot of shade. You know what I'm saying? A lot of little snickerty comments and stuff. A lot of dissing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just do it in a different way. But y'all really are like a family. And y'all really have each other's back. And I think that that's shown in how you became, man. You know what I mean? So you've seen it before. You know what it's like to be a good mama. You know what I mean? You have strong women in your life, other men too, that's been there present with you. I see how excited they are to see you, Pastor McBride, everybody. Like, you got a lot of good things that about you, man, and your journey. And here you are bringing it to your kids. And I admire you, man. Serious. I really admire you for that. So thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All the mothers out there, man. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. It just went past, but happy Mother's Day. You know what I mean? And there's not enough words that could express what a mother brings to a child, man. And what a good mother brings to the world, period. And it's even more dangerous when you pair a good father with it. That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of makes sense because, as we believe, like, God made man and we only needed one thing. Everything was already there. Everything was perfect, but he said something was missing. Something was missing. And then he took a piece of the man and made a woman and said, here you go. Now everything's complete. That's how I feel about you. I was doing well before I met you. You know what I mean? I was making money, had my own apartment. You know what I mean? I was to a lot of people successful. But then I met you. You know what I'm saying? You made me whole. You took me to a whole nother level. And I hope that I did the same thing for you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, flowers. There you go. You know what I mean? Hopefully you
I'm
receive
over here
that.
speechless, but thank you.
Hopefully
I
receive that.
appreciate that, and I receive it. I'm gonna marinate, let it marinate, and meditate on that. No, thank you.
You're welcome. You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
man, for sure. You know what I mean? Dex and Randi Show. This is the most. This episode is by far the most enjoyable episode I've ever had with you.
Really?
Yes, and we had a lot of good episodes, but this is the one.
It feels good.
It feels different. It's like, you had 80% right, but now you're getting towards 100. You know what I mean? And we're gonna sit here and connect more. We're gonna be more open to change. You know what I'm saying? But that connection has to be there. You know. What else has been going on with you? Are you looking forward to your week? You know what I mean? Anything exciting coming up on the week? Anything else on your heart?
Field day.
At the school?
Mm-hmm. Field day at the school this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. The cleaning lady's coming, so I need to clean up.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Are we meeting on business this week?
yeah,
Have to.
tomorrow morning.
We are?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the calendar?
It's about to be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, we have a nice to-do list, so I'm.
We about to be going to Chicago.
We're going to Chicago, so we
I'm
gotta book
excited
those
about that.
flights and
Can't go nowhere else.
the hotel.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh my gosh, that's a whole nother story. I'm
Yeah.
so upset about that.
Yeah.
Can't
He does.
fly
He needs his
nowhere.
green
Me and my
card.
green card done. I was talking to my stepmama randomly the other day. She said something about my passport. And I said, let me go check my passport real quick. Passport expired a month and a half ago. Just, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just crazy, crazy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna close out with this. You know what I mean? As we always give a lot of advice on our show, but I want to tell you guys one more thing that happened to me recently, and I want you guys to take this with you. And the message with this is gonna be two words that somebody told me. It's gonna be slow down. Slow down. All right, keep that in your mind. So it's my birthday. You know what I mean? And
Oh my
uh,
goodness.
it's my birthday. Listen, listen. Let me tell y'all something. You won't believe this. It's my birthday, and I have to get my license renewed, driver's license, right? So I'm taking forever to get out the house, yada yada. I'm disorganized. Sometimes problems lead to more problems, disorganization, and here it is, my birthday, and I gotta go get my license renewed. So I'm rushing up the street. I'm about to be late for my appointment. I'm checking in on my phone. I'm doing all of that. So then I get up into Annapolis, and the light is red, but the person can make the right turn. So I take the assumption that the person's going to make the right turn, and they didn't. I look up, boop, hit the person in the back. Now, I didn't realize I had even tapped them in the back until the person got out the car, and I even put my window down, and I was like, I didn't hit you. And she was like, yes, you did.
Why do you think I'm getting out the car?
Why do you think I'm getting out the car? And then I got out my car and I looked at her bumper and I was like, dang, I did hit her. So here it is. I'm already late. But now I'm even more late because now I'm exchanging information with the person, this, and that. You know what I mean? So anyway, I get to my
How
appointment.
did you not know?
It would feel like I slammed on the brakes and I didn't feel nothing. Like I slammed on the brakes and I thought I had slammed them just in time because I didn't feel any contact or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, yes, you did. But she was real cool and she exchanged information and she was like, text me. She's like, I hope you have a better birthday, this, and that. So anyway, I go in the place to get my license picture and let me speed it up. Even though we're partying, let me speed it up. And stop it. So I go in there and I'm telling the guy, yo, I just hit the car, whatever. And then the guy said to me, as I'm getting my picture, he was like, something's telling you need to slow down. And I sat there and I was like, he's like, you need to slow down. He was like, because you might not even be here to enjoy another birthday. Mm. And I said, this is a younger guy too. And I'm sitting there thinking like, because I always believe that God gives you messages through different people at all different times. And he was like, something is telling you need to slow down. And you might be like, all right, well, there's your story, nice little message. But guess what? Sometimes we got a message and we still ignore it. We still don't really take the gravity of what's being shared. So would you believe that morning I hit our Toyota Venza that morning and somehow I hit the truck the same night?
The Highlander.
The Highlander. Hit two cars in one day. So even though I got that nice soft little warning, tap the bumper, now I gotta call the insurance company. And
the second one was even worse.
The second one's even worse. I'm at the airport picking up my mama late at night. And this was so fluke, but at the same time, it's the same thing about slowing down because I'm sitting here parked behind this truck, one of them little trucks that's there to pick up people that need special assistance or whatever. And I'm sitting there waiting for my mama. I don't see it. And in a split second, I rushed to jump out in front of the truck and make the loop around. And I didn't realize how close I was to the truck when I jumped out. I'm literally sitting behind this truck for 5 minutes. And I said, I'm going to just go around him. And I decided to go around him. And I'm so close to the truck, something was sticking off of the truck. I don't know what it was. Some was sticking off of the truck. There's kind of special vehicles and scraped the whole side of the freaking Toyota Highlander that we got. Unfortunately, don't judge me, but because I had already given my insurance earlier that day, instead of stopping, I did a quick whoop and I sped off and I went around, did the airport loop and sat on the other end of the airport. So no, I didn't give my information.
I told them, I said, they have you on CCTV.
Of course they do. Looking dumb. Because I'm sitting behind this truck.
Well, hold on. How about this, ladies and gentlemen? The truck has our business name on it. It's our business vehicle.
Right on the side. Contact number.
The back.
All over it.
I'm just waiting for the notice in the mail.
All over it. Like, ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. But my point is with that is like, listen to their messages that God's trying to give you, man. Mm-hmm. And really listen to it. It might be a soft message, but I literally hit 2 cars in the same day. I'm okay though, which is good. You know what I'm saying? But slow down. Slow down. If you're out there, you're trying to get to work, slow down. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was rushing to work, never made it to work, man. You know what I mean? You got an appointment that you're late for, you're upset. Slow down. It's okay if somebody's gonna jump in front of you, you're gonna have to wait in a long line. I think you would prefer being alive, waiting in that line, than being at the hospital fighting for your life. And a lot of times we don't think it could go that drastically different, but it can. It can in a split second. It happens all the time with people. You're at the bar. It's happened to me. I'm at the bar one night having a good time, buying shots for everybody. Shots for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Then before you know it, your eyes is closed, or you hear boom, boom, boom. You wake up, the whole engines fall out the front of the car. I'm gonna have to tell y'all that story later. The full story. Oh, mercy. You know what I'm saying? But don't ever think that these things that can go wrong always take a progression. Sometimes they don't. It be the decisions you make. It be the messages that you heard that you didn't listen to. So our last advice for the day, as you're living your life, as you're trying to make things happen, you got places to go, people to see, things to do, slow down a little bit. Make the right decisions. Take your time. You know what I mean? Whether it's on the road, whether it's with your family before you left the house, how you're communicating with your wife who don't understand, you got to get to this appointment. Like, slow down. Everything's going to be okay. Make the right decisions. Take your time out there. You know what I mean? Live. Prioritize living, right? And prioritize living well, right, man?
Amen.
Anyway, make sure you follow the Dex and Randi Show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. You know what I mean? YouTube.
Oh, we gotta update YouTube.
We do, because you will find us right now. We gonna fix that today. No, we gonna fix that today. But follow the Dex and Randi Show. We just the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. And if you listen to our episode today, you heard about ups, you heard about downs. We want to hear about yours. That's how we get through life. We gotta help each other out because it's not always good and it's not always bad. But how do we learn? We learn from each other. You know what I mean? Make sure you follow us, subscribe to our podcast. We're here for y'all. You want to shoot us some money somehow? We need some new mics. You know what I mean? Whatever. But we here. We got a purpose, and we love y'all. Peace. Make sure you follow the Dex and Randi Show. Welcome back to the Dex and Randi Show, the number one show. Spotify, ups and downs of life. Stay tuned. Let us know what you're going through. This is the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. We want to hear from you, engage with you. Till next time. Peace.